Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in to Mark Fisher Outdoors. I was just reading my BassMaster magazine. It was out in the rain, got a little waterlogged here, but 100 Best Bass Lakes. They put this out every year and made me start to think and wanted to bring this up as a topic for today's episode. Stick around, we'll talk about it when we come back. Welcome back to MFO, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher. So the BassMaster magazine Ultimate Bucket List, the 100 Best Bass Lakes, came out, and it got me thinking about this. Recently, after being at Lake Champlain, I kind of put out an episode a while back saying that I thought that Champlain was one of the best overall destination types of lakes that I would ever go to, and I stand by that. It made me look at this article, and one of the very first things I did was kind of scroll through to see where Champlain came in. It came in fourth, by the way, up in the Northeast. But it made me start to think, well, what's the criteria that Bassmaster's using when they judge these lakes? And I read in that article that they're using basically two criteria. One is, do you have a good chance of hooking into a 10-pound class fish on that body of water? And then the second is, do you have a good opportunity to catch a lot of fish, a good quantity of fish? I don't know that Champlain has, probably Champlain was ranked a little lower because it doesn't have that 10-pound class fish as regularly as some of these other bodies of water. But it made me start to think, what would be some other categories to put in as you're judging lakes? Because I think there's more to it than just 10-pounders or quantities. I think those are valuable metrics to consider, but I think that there's some others that might get put in there as well. And it could be anything from the beauty of the lake and the you know, the environment that you're around, to the diversity of it. And that's actually one of the things that puts, in my mind, that puts Champlain above. I mentioned this again before. You know, I feel like Champlain is such a diverse fishery. You can be fishing with forward-facing sonar, you can be fishing with spinning rods for big smallies, you can be fishing for big largemouth with power fishing techniques. Just a huge variety of different styles. And to me, if I'm going to go to a destination fishery, I would like that diversity, and I think that that would be a criteria that I would like to see put into looking at when you're talking about some of the best bass fishing destinations in the country. I'd love to see that included. My biggest thing here is I would love to hear from you guys in terms of what you think some criteria would be and what your idea of the best bass fishing lake in the country is. We probably have some hidden gems that never even got considered when the Bassmasters were looking at these lakes. So let's kind of share those as we're commenting about today's video. I also think that there's something to be said for, we each individually have our own lake, and it might not be for any of these reasons at all. It might just be because, wow, we had a great trip with my brother when we went there, or we might have had a great experience, you know, with family or friends or things like that. And those are valuable reasons to consider a lake to be your favorite when you're kind of thinking of your favorite bass fishing destination. Some lakes that come to mind around here, you know, I know a lot of guys who make annual treks up to Sturgeon Bay for smallmouth, and I know that that's a big thing. I personally have always loved going to, well, I shouldn't say always. I used to always love going to Kentucky Lake, and then it declined. And now, after being back again this year, I'm back to saying that Kentucky Lake is an up and coming fishery that's rekindling that feeling of being a terrific bass fishing destination. So guys, just a Friday video to kind of get you thinking a little bit. Send your comments in over the weekend, and we'd love to hear from you. What's your top bass fishing destinations for you personally, and what criteria would you use to kind of determine what that is? Guys, we always appreciate you tuning in to Mark Fisher Outdoors. Thank you so much for doing so. If you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. We put out videos Monday through Friday. We hope that you have a great weekend coming up, and we will be back again on Monday for another episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. Take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.